This message is for Joey Rocha, or I like to call him Joey the Roach, the white supremacist. It was very nice of you to come on out and your white racist hates. The white racist hate. Joey Rocha and the white racist hates. I didn't hear all of your garbage, Joey. But Joey, you really think we're stupid. You want us to think that black people created slavery over 1,000 years ago, that it was just Arabs that brought the slaves over to United States. What was the other BS that you tried to bring up? Oh yeah, that the free black people in America were buying slaves, not to free their families, but just to perpetuate the institution of hate. So I'm going to help Joey and the rest of his little hate minions understand the scale, proportion, and relevance, period. When one person out of a million does something, you don't go out and say that's what they are doing, period. If 1% out of 100 is doing something, you don't make it look like that's the norm or the entire group. In addition, the further back in time you go, the less relevant it is, period. Period. And when a society is just been involved in something, is no longer in existence, it's just not relevant. So you, Joey Rocha, going on and on about what some Africans did in the 6th century, not 600 years ago, but the 6th century, means absolutely nothing. But in addition, I'm going to correct some of your historical inaccuracies. First of all, what Europeans did often was kidnapping Africans off of the coast. And what they did was they paid certain tribes, usually the smaller sized tribes, to go out with the guns that they gave them, with the beer and booze and whatever else they gave them, to go out and to kidnap people on their behalf. Now, that's insidious. It's evil. And in addition, this is the worst part for you. After those captured Africans got put on the ships, there were plenty of opportunities for those good Christian white people to free them, and they didn't. They sent them into slavery in America, raped them, and some of them even sent their own children into slavery. That's how screwed up the white southern slave-holding, good-natured people were. And you're trying to make it look like liberals are behind all that. The people that were behind all of it were Bible-thumping, fundamentalist conservatives that wanted to maintain the social order that had been established, and they kept riding on the wave of that so-called patriotism as they tried so hard to stand for their way of life. That's not liberal. That's not a liberal value. Liberal values have to do with changing a social order that was unfair for the better, especially when it lacks modernity. Southerners, especially the slaveholding ones, they weren't liberal. They didn't have that kind of thinking. They wanted to keep things the way that they, quote unquote, were. But Joey, you're not ready to have this debate. And I think about when a person will try to prepare for the debate, how much prep work they'll need. And in this situation, there's no amount of prep work that you can do that is going to stop me from rolling all over you. And like I always say, you flat earthers, you tend to walk hand in hand with the white supremacists. And Joey, I'm going to call you out on another level because you're not even white. You want to be, but you're not. You're a pseudo-white. You're a skin job. You really want to go out of your way to show white people that you're in with them. And then this whole smearing and slandering of black people, an old tactic. It's no different than Orly Tate's back in the 10 years ago, trying to smear Obama, falsely accusing him of having a fake birth certificate. Her Eastern European butt kissing ways. So I'm going to keep calling you out when convenient for me, because your nonsense is worth nothing. Black Lives Matter is not a nigga organization. The goal of Black Lives Matter is to end police brutality, and all of this drama and controversy after the fact is a distraction, because people like you do not want to see the police brutality to end. In one of your videos, you say, hey, I don't think police brutality is okay, but you're ambivalent. And ambivalence is status quo, conservative. And the ambivalence comes from a sense of you don't really want to deal with black people rising up to ultimately be a social and economic equal in this country. Every day, the occurrences of black people being able to confidently defend their constitutional rights from encroachment, whether it be a personal to person level, or whether it be a strong and reliable voice in court to uphold their rights against being unfairly prosecuted, or it could be just the next door neighbor not putting up with your shit, not deferring to you or people like you. That deference, that's what this is about. And I'm not done, not by a long shot. I've come across you from time to time on your videos trying to be aggressive, trying to be dominant. You've had your mic cut during a debate because you just wouldn't stop talking. That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing compared to the shit that you done stepped yourself into trying to get toe to toe with me on here. So we'll be debating again real soon. Coward. Check you later.